day, gang! Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a fan of Ironhide. Always loved his rough and tumble vibe and clean, chunky square style. And these shelves have long been aching for a certain as yet unproduced, on-model, nice quality, fully functional, ideally deluxe class figure of my #1 tough boy to chill with his auto pals, which you wouldn't think would be too much to ask, but apparently there's a problem. Now, we've come within frottage distance of perfection a few times. We've had a bunch that weren't amazing, but were still neat, and God knows I've had some stinkers, so we're still yet to land at that mythical Goldilocks Ironhide that truly nails it in every sense. And today, I'm here to tell you that I give up. In a nice way, it's a good thing. We'll get there. Anyway, allow me to introduce this slick black crackerjack from Transformers Legacy Generation Selects, Legacy, who comes to us under the seriously sus tag of DK-2 Guard, and serves us a racy repaint of the frustratingly scarce Earthrise Ironhide in a dope-ass Diaclone deco to fill that collection gap you didn't quite realise was there, but it makes sense. And in a bizarre counterintuitive consumerist quirk, this aggressively nerdular collector-targeted online exclusive is weirdly way easier to source than the fan-fave characters it was intended to be. Like, it's the only version of the Earthrise Vanette that I've been able to get my hands on. And I'm Thew, I get everything. Like, what a bizarre backwards business move to have cast members as integral as Ironhide and Ratchet secreted away in creepy Amazon-only 2-packs that were overpriced to buggery and sold out immediately. Whereas this one? This dork-ass faux prestige pre-import homage? Piece of piss, mate. Got it off Pulse. $22.99, next day delivery, bosh. So here I go, finally checking out the Earthrise Ironhide mold, 18 months late via some weird backdoor loophole, and I'm honestly only kinda mad about that. Now then, who is DK-2 Guard? Is that a character? Is that a name even? I mean, it doesn't super matter what we call this bot. It exists solely to look like the original Diaclone #2 mech figure before Hasbro turned it into somebody, and it does do that, so it kinda doesn't matter who it is. It's just, that's exactly the strap behind like Road Rage and Spin Out and Exhaust and like a dozen others. Not the best names, but they do at least have a pinch of Cybertronian spice. So DK-2 Guard just seems so bureaucratic, flavorless, placeholdery. Sounds like a barcode. I mean, what is this, a Genericon? Like the DCS army drone? Could we not at least have gone with Vanguard? Too obvious? Too go-botty? Hardware? Autobot hardware? Download? Remember Download? From Spotlight Hot Rod? Starts with a D, ends with a D. Bit like a weekend with me. Well, you know what? Just DK. Decay. Autobot Decay. Maybe he's just super emo. But listen, Stellan Skarsgård here is simply on the scene to wear black and look fly. Same. And we are serving with the subtle ruby red innards, bonus golden JPS livery, and bewitching sapphire gaze setting off that oddly lively black top coat. Like, I know we're doing a Diaclone thing, but I'm honestly getting more than a whisper of movieverse Ironhide in there. Got me thinking I'd kinda love to see a bright green snot goblin Ratchet version. Just putting that out there. But whomsoever big R2 DK-2 may be or turn out to be, the toy does make pretty nice company. It looks cool as shit, it's nice and big for a deluxe, it's got swagger to spare, and it kind of rules just as an object to mess with. Well, I love the way the shoulders and back pop apart with a tremendously satisfying tactile snap. There is perhaps a lightweight air to the limbs, like the forearms are horribly hollow and the legs are a flimsy facade of flaps, but I can't look at those shins and not want to transform them. Definitely fond of the weird roundy pointy gun based off the Diaclone battle platform, but I can't love the gigantic graceless roof slab, presumably also based off the battle platform, but with none of the panache. Like, is it a shield? Is it a knife? Is it a cannon? It's kind of all of those and none of those. Except a shield. It is convincingly a shield, peripherally garnished with some other bullshit. It's fine, but God is it clumsy. Again, same. But it's kind of a partner piece to my real problem, because physically, big avant-garde here is dishearteningly similar to the Siege Ironhide. I mean, sure, we got a new chest, sure. And sure, I'm into it, sure. It's very evocative of that 80s cartoon model that I loved so dearly and longed to hold as an object in my hands. And it does look super sharp and nicely novel in this color combo, but come on! So much of this thing is just copy-pasted wholesale from the Siege release. Same feet, same thighs, same arms, same shoulder assemblies, bodies, possibly the same head. Aside from a few superficial swap outs and a minor detail downgrade, it may as well be the same object. And I don't usually mind a repaint or a retool. I'm all for rinsing the shit out the work you've already done. Why wouldn't you? Light piping doo-doo-doo bumblebeans. But God of War here is just landing all wrong. I feel like they got me, just like they did with Earthrise Optimus Prime. But Ironhide is not Optimus Prime. There aren't already 15 good ones. As we covered in the opening gripening, we've had enough frustratingly off-base Ironhide iterations to make a guy justifiably impatient. Not to mention the amount of drama required to get the Ironhide version of this version of Ironhide. And on top of that, it's almost insultingly clear that these were designed simultaneously. The intent was obviously to make an Earth mode boy that everybody would want, and also a space mode one that's kind of whatever, and then hoodwink us into buying the secondary space version by releasing it first. Like, if Earthrise had come out first, I never would have bought Siege. Nobody would. Same with Optimus and Soundwave and honestly 80% of Siege. I guess on some level you gotta respect the hustle, but it stings, man. And the fact that it was easier to get this weirdo repaint just feels like saying the quiet part loud. Sucker! It's still alright though, isn't it? It's quite good, it looks cool, it does look like the Diaclone toy, and it does bring that proto-character comfortably into the Transformers fold. It's a nice what if, with an aftertaste of f*** you. Transformation's passably predictable, very panelly, very partsy, but the tummy twirl's mad fun and everything lines up and locks in lusciously. I mean, it's clearer here than ever that it's just the Siege toy wearing a long hat, but you know, c'est la guerre, poor Cybertron. And this van mode is regrettably very scrappy. The shape's there, a lot of the hallmarks are right, but it's patchy and unclear and rickety as shit. It feels like a photocopy of the classic Cherry Vanette Benning. Like, check it out, you got the windscreen and headlights looking solid, but there's kind of too much empty Filtrum space and this horrible, ugly, cheapo inset red square nose right in your face. The wheels feel rotten and rattly. The side windows are a scratty, inconsistent, blocky nightmare. You got this uneven undercarriage line and the feet are right there. Like, right there. This isn't so much a vehicle mode that has its flaws. This is a flaw that occasionally breaks out into a vehicle mode. But here I go again, busting out the classic apologist escape key line. I like its vibe. Oh god, here we go. Because I am kind of into it. I'm all about a big Van Vader. You know this. It's a juicy chode of a vehicle mode. And the colours are so cool, man. It's like somewhere between Trailbreaker and the A-Team van and Knight Rider and the Mask Outlaw. With the city at night stylings and the racy red and gold stripes. This is a pure blacklight party bus. Do you know what I mean? The van veneer just about holds. Even though it's ropey as shit, even though I know half of it just lifts right off the top, it works for me because I want it to. But look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Donkey Kongy 2 Guard is good. Although I do love it in many ways, I feel like I'm doing a lot of the work. If we're looking for perfect, this ain't it. I mean, the War for Cybertron trilogy was so gratifyingly full of finally moments. A good Galvatron, a spectacular Skylynx, an 8-phase that exists. So the Ratchhide fam ending up with another figure that's less finally and more, really? Just hurts all the more, you know? And it sort of spoils what I liked about Siege Ironhide. It was just a nice, clean toy, a fun take on a familiar face, and then they drop this revised version that kind of fumbles the bag at its own job and makes the other one feel like a scam. Man, it really only takes one weird sequel, huh? Just another Ironhide that didn't nail it. Chuck it on the pile. And I do find myself asking, will I ever attain that ideal Ironhide experience that I so crave? Nah. Because I no longer crave it. At this point, I've rubbed shoulders with enough sevens that the positive points of each of them have congealed in my mind into an imaginary, intangible Ironhide pork joint, recovered piecemeal from the freshest flesh of several disgusting animals, the mechanical audacity of the masterpiece, the siege simplicity, the eye-gear attitude, the adorable fun factor of hot soldiers, the novelty of new age, and now the almost there approximation of Earthrise. They've allowed me to microdose my vision of what a perfect Ironhide might look like, and honestly, my needs are met. Because it's a hobby. It's supposed to make you feel good. It doesn't always have to be about grasping for perfection. It shouldn't be. It's a journey, man. It's a trailer discovery, and if the road doesn't lead you where you wish it would, that's okay. Because look at the bounties we found! Nothing here is without flaw. Everything works well enough in its own way, on its own terms. I mean, I could sit here and get mad at Hasbro for not doing it exactly right. I could be bitter at all the other versions for being slightly off in various ways. Or we could appreciate them for the ballpark bangers they are. And DK-2 Guard is okay too. Guard. It does the trick as a Diaclone dickhead or as a third-rung room filler, or both, and I'm happy to welcome it into whatever my collection is these days. Transformers Legacy DK-2 Guard. Embrace defeat. Oh, love a weird one-off episode, why not, eh? Cheers for watching, hope you didn't hate it. Thank you everybody for watching my silly videos and supporting the channel and clicking like on all of them, I'm sure you do. Huge love to the patrons and a special shout out this time to Toybox Hero 95. Good year. Thank you so much, have a grand evening, won't you? Flipside, baby!
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.